Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to the channel that is AMS MBBS Lectures. In today's session, we'll be covering another short topic from CBS Microbiology, and that is Q fever caused by Coxiella burnetii, guys. Okay, so this topic I'll be discussing into the following subheadings, that is the introduction to the topic, the source of infection, the mode of transmission, the geographical distribution, the clinical manifestations, the laboratory diagnosis with treatment and its prevention, guys. Okay, so let's start with the introduction to the topic. Now, everybody of us know that Coxiella burnetii is the organism or the bacteria which is an obligate intracellular organism. Okay, like rest of the Rickettsia, guys, but definitely it has been excluded from the Rickettsia because of certain reasons which I have discussed in the previous video. If you know that, then do comment down in the comment section below. And this organism, this bacteria Coxiella burnetii, is the one which causes the very famous Q fever. So this is something that we know right now, guys, but in the very past people don't know that what was the causative agent of the Q fever, and that is where this Q comes from, and that is where the name, okay, Q fever comes from. Q in the Q fever stands for query, means a question or a doubt that okay, a query, that is what is the causative agent, okay, of Q fever, guys. Okay, and it was later on, okay, later on it was identified and named after its discoverer, that is your Cox and Burnett. Okay, so these are the two people who discovered the organism and thereby named, okay, as Coxiella burnetii, which is the causative agent of Q fever, guys. Okay, now next thing, that is the source of infection and the mode of transmission of Q fever. Very simple, guys. Q fever is a zoonotic infection, and when I use the term zoonotic, means some animals are involved. That is, the source of infection is your cattle, sheep or goat. Okay, when these animals, they excrete or basically they pass urine or feces, the soil, okay, the soil beneath that urine or feces gets contaminated, and thereby any sort of dust, okay, which is arising from such contaminated soil, if someone inhales that dust, guys, that infected dust, if is inhaled by some individual, the person may contract something called as the Q fever, and rarely by the ingestion of the contaminated milks. Okay, so definitely cattle, matlab we have your cow and buffalo. If the cattle is infected with your Coxiella burnetii, then rarely that the milk के अंदर भी वो organism हो सकता है, and by ingestion of that thing the particular human being may get infected with the Q fever over here. So from this particular slide, we can simply remember the source of infection. It's a zoonotic infection. The source of infection is cattle, sheep and goat. Okay, and the mode of transmission, if I explain you, so it is definitely inhalation and ingestion. Inhalation is a more common route as compared to ingestion. Ingestion is a rare route, guys. ठीक है, inhalation किसका, infected dust का, and ingestion किसका करना है, contaminated milk का. Clear? So that was the source of infection and mode of transmission, guys. ठीक है, so done with the first three topics, that is introduction, source of infection and mode of transmission. Let's geographical distribution की बात करूँ तो geographically this particular condition is endemic in most parts of the world, है ना, काफी सारी जगह पे endemic है, except in two areas, okay, in two countries, that is your New Zealand and Antarctica. Okay, so these are the two exceptions, okay, where you do not get the cases of Q fever, guys. Okay, and with respect to India, cases have been reported from states like Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana and Delhi, guys. ठीक है, Haryana and Delhi. So these are the areas, or these are states from where cases of Q fever have been reported, guys. Okay, done with the geographical distribution. Let's have a look on the clinical manifestation of this disorder. Clinically, Q fever may manifest as an acute condition और अ chronic condition, guys. ठीक है, अगर acute form में present होता है ये acute Q fever, तो it is definitely, it's a fever वाला, it's a febrile condition, तो definitely the symptoms may involve fever. Apart from this thing, it is going to involve a lot of organ systems, okay, and it may result into, if it is involving the liver, it may cause hepatitis. Okay, it may cause hepatitis. Heart का involvement होगा तो either it can manifest as the pericarditis, the outer layer का involvement, or the myocarditis, the middle layer of the heart. Okay, myocarditis. ठीक है, लंग्स का इन्वॉल्वमेंट होगा तो लंग्स में इट कैन प्रेजेंट एज इंटरस्टिशियल निमोनिया, ओके, इंटरस्टिशियल निमोनिया। ओके, एंड लास्टली अगर डेफिनेटली ब्रेन, मतलब वी हैव सम CNS इन्वॉल्वमेंट आल्सो सीन इन केस ऑफ क्यू फीवर, acute presentation. Now, chronic Q fever, if I say chronic, chronic means what? That the manifestation, the disease will manifest after a long period of time. That is, okay, nearly some few months to nearly 2 to 3 years later. Okay, few months to 2 to 3 years later, अगर Q fever manifest होता है तो that is called chronic Q fever. But again, please remember that chronicity in Q fever is very less. यानी कि nearly 5% cases okay will present as a chronic Q fever वाला case, ठीक है, and presentation would be mostly like an endocarditis, okay, endocarditis का presentation होगा. Clear with the clinical manifestations of the Q fever? Next thing is the lab diagnosis, guys, ठीक है. Laboratory diagnosis if I explain you, तो lab diagnosis में we can do microscopy कर सकते हैं हम लोग, isolation can be done, antibody detection can be done, and molecular methods can be done. अब microscopy, when you do the microscopy guys, okay, gram staining जब करोगे तो it will reveal some small pleomorphic gram negative cocobacilli, ठीक है. Please remember these are very small pleomorphic gram negative cocobacillus. Again these are also like cocobacillus guys, ठीक है, combination of coccus and bacilli, है ना, basically short rods, okay, which resembles coccus as well as bacillus, okay. And molecular method if I say, matlab we are doing PCR, okay, we are doing PCR, and PCR जब करते हो molecular method PCR polymerase chain reaction, it is going to detect the Coxiella burnetii DNA from the tissue specimen, okay. Now let's have a look on the isolation, how we can isolate your Coxiella burnetii guys, okay. See, Coxiella burnetii definitely it's a extremely fastidious bacteria, and bacteria है तो definitely it is an infectious organism as well, right. Now this thing is isolated from Buffy coat blood sample, okay, either you can collect a Buffy coat ब्लड सैंपल ले सकते हैं यहाँ से हम लोग, वी कैन कलेक्ट द ब्लड सैंपल ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल्स, ठीक है, और एल्स यू कैन कलेक्ट द टिश्यू स्पेसिमेन, ओके, और यू कैन गेट द टिश्यू स्पेसिमेन भी ले सकते हो, टिश्यू सैंपल और टिश्यू स्पेसिमेन कैन ऑल्सो बी कलेक्टेड फॉर doing the isolation of the Coxiella burnetii guys, ठीक है. Which technique we are using? We are using the shell vial technique, okay, we are using the shell vial technique is what we are going to use to isolate this organism. As I already mentioned this thing that this is an infectious and a fastidious bacteria. Definitely whenever you are doing or handling your Coxiella burnetii or per se any infectious bacteria जब भी आप isolate करो, you are handling, you always have to do it in the presence of, okay, not in the presence, I mean to say you require a biosafety. If you have watched the previous video, you know biosafety level 3 laboratories, okay. So laboratories which are equipped with the biosafety level 3 equipments or facilities, okay, is a must in order to isolate those infectious organisms guys, okay. Okay, so that was with respect to isolation under lab diagnosis. Then we also do the antibody detection, and the method of choice or the best test to detect antibodies is the IFA, that is indirect immunofluorescence assay, right. In the previous sessions of rickettsia also we know what is the gold standard test for doing serological investigation. It is your IFA, that is indirect immunofluorescence assay guys, ठीक है. अब इस मेथड में why this is a method of choice, because it is a sensitive as well as a specific test guys, ठीक है. now यहाँ पे this test detects antibodies. अब antibody detect किसके against कर रहा है, कोई antigen लगने वाला है यहाँ पर, तो it is going to detect antibodies against the phase 1 and the phase 2 LPS antigens, okay, LPS antigen, okay. When I say LPS, it is lipopolysaccharide antigen guys, ठीक है. So whenever the antibody titer against the phase 2, okay, अगर हम लोग के antibodies is increasing, okay, if there is an increase in the antibody titer against the phase 2 LPS antigen, okay, phase 2 LPS antigen के against अगर antibody titer is elevating, so what is the conclusion? We can say it is a case of acute, okay, it is a case of acute Q fever, okay. And now we know the other half, that is if the antibodies are increasing against the फेज 1 LPS एंटीजन के अगेंस्ट कभी एंटीबॉडी इंक्रीज हो रही है तो इट इज डेफिनेटली द chronic Q fever का केस. Okay, so that was all with respect to the laboratory diagnosis, guys. I hope the 4 things that we can do under lab diagnosis is clear. Okay, now we are going to have a look on the treatment as well as the prevention. How we are going to treat and how we are going to prevent this condition, guys. ठीक है, ट्रीटमेंट की बात करेंगे तो व्हाट इज द ड्रग ऑफ चॉइस. अक्यूट कंडीशन है, क्रॉनिक कंडीशन है. तो अक्यूट कंडीशन, व्हाट इज द ड्रग ऑफ चॉइस ओवर हियर? यू शुड बी नोइंग अगेन. वही सेम चीज, व्हाट इज द सेम ड्रग फॉर ऑल द रिकेट्सियल इन्फेक्शन. फॉर कॉक्सियला आल्सो वी आर गिविंग डॉक्सीसाइक्लिन. Okay, we are giving doxycycline for nearly 14 days. We can give doxycycline. Okay, and we can also remember one thing with respect to this, that is इस कंडीशन के अंदर फॉर ट्रीटिंग अक्यूट क्यू फीवर गाइज क्विनोलोन्स आर ऑल्सो इफेक्टिव. ओके, क्विनोलोन्स कैन ऑल्सो बी गिवन ऑल्टरनेटिवली. they are also found to be effective in this condition. Okay, अब chronic condition में we are definitely giving doxycycline, but in addition to doxycycline we have to give hydroxychloroquine. Okay, why? Because this hydroxychloroquine is going to it is going to do the, it will alkalinize the phagolysosomes, and also it will render this doxycycline bactericidal against the agent, guys. Okay, it will make sure that the doxycycline is becoming bactericidal against the organism, and that is why in chronic condition we have to give hydroxychloroquine along with doxycycline because of its two functions. Okay, because of its the following two function we are giving hydroxychloroquine. Done with the treatment, let's have a look on the prevention. How we can prevent this thing? Definitely we can go with the vaccines. दे सकते हैं यहाँ पर. तो vaccine against Q fever is called as Qvax. It is basically an inactivated whole cell vaccine. ठीक है, and this is again licensed only in Australia, guys. And किनको देते हैं? Okay, who all are eligible for getting this thing? Only those people who are occupationally exposed workers. Okay, why occupationally? Because it's a zoonotic infection na. Q fever matlab it is a zoonotic infection, means animals are getting involved. Yes or no? So people who are working, okay, जिनका profession या occupation is associated with animals, those people have to be getting, so those people can be vaccinated against the Q fever, guys. ठीक है, they can be vaccinated for Q fever. तो डेफिनेटली जूनोटिक है, मतलब एनिमल्स का इन्वॉल्वमेंट है. तो वी कैन इनहेंस दी एनिमल हस्बेंड्री प्रैक्टिसेस. ओके, जैसे कि प्रॉपर डिस्पोजल ऑफ द एनिमल एक्सक्रीटा, बिकॉज दैट इज वन ऑफ द वे ना फ्रॉम विच द ऑर्गेनिज्म इज बेसिकली स्प्रेडिंग, है ना. तो एनिमल एक्सक्रीटा शुड बी डिस्पोज वेरी वेल एज ओके, मिल्क से भी जाता है ना. Animal excreta, we know that is soil contaminate होगा, then the dust arising from that contaminated soil is also infected, and inhalation of such infected dust may result into the disorder. Similarly, rare mode of transmission was ingestion of a contaminated milk. So milk should always be pasteurized. Okay, and there are different methods through which we can pasteurize milk, and one of the method recommended over here is the flash method. Flash method में क्या करते हैं? We have to boil the milk at, we have to basically heat the milk at 72 degrees Celsius. Heat the milk for 72 degrees for 20 seconds. Okay, then you have to rapidly cool it to nearly 13 degrees Celsius or a temperature lower than 13 degrees Celsius, guys. That is what is called as flash method in order to pasteurize the milk. So if you know the mode of transmission, guys, and the source of infection, I hope we can write the prevention wala part very easily. Clear? So we have discussed the topic of Q fever caused by Coxiella burnetii in the following subheadings. This marks the end of this session, guys. If you found this content useful, then do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions or queries, then do comment down. I'm there to answer it. See you all in the next one. Bye bye.